This is the MOTORCOP Chronicles podcast with the midweek news. Join your hosts, Iceman and Holstera, two law enforcement professionals ready to offer their unfiltered opinions on the latest news from the world of law enforcement. No filters, no edits. So be warned, the content may be upsetting to some listeners. Sit down and hold up. This may get a little bumpy.
Welcome to MOTORCOP Chronicles podcast. How y'all doing? Right there. No mask.
Oh, wow.
I don't have no mask on.
Stunning resemblance, though. Stunning. Absolutely. Good stunning.
I figured out how to use snap filters on it so I don't have to wear a mask. And I just picked this one this time. So they didn't tell me what I might look like next time. So just.
That's great because it's not far off.
I just Roy's like, oh my God, yeah, that's there's a whole bunch of them. So
I want to be a damn cartoon character.
it's a whole lot more comfortable for me, trust me. So we're gonna try it like this. No, I'm not trying to be funny this time. It's not a real funny time. Unfortunately, we're gonna tell some other stories hopefully at the end that we can make fun of, but. Unfortunately,
somebody will be getting the hot nuts.
Yeah, somebody will, but we're going to start out with Adam Gaubert. That's how his name's pronounced. I know a lot of the news places have mispronounced his name. He was a Louisiana State Trooper, 19 years of service.
Master Trooper.
So Master Trooper. Unfortunately, he lost his life over the weekend. He was murdered by a piece of shit dirtbag. And I'm not even gonna say his name. I got some news clips and stuff. So we're just gonna start off with that right there. I'm gonna pull let me play the a little video clip of it real quick, and then we'll get into the rest of it.
Multi-parish manhunt has ended after a man allegedly shot several people in Livingston and Ascension parishes, then got into a shootout with a state trooper in East Baton Rouge parish. The suspect shot and killed State Trooper Adam Gaubert. Gaubert's body was found last night in Prairieville.
Said I don't know where this news went out. It was a short one. It's pronounced Gaubert, but they're not from the area, so a lot of people mispronounce names and stuff down here. So
while police were searching for the suspect, police say the shooter is 31-year-old Matthew Muir. Muir allegedly stole a truck after shooting two people at a Livingston Parish home. Officers were then sent to a home in Prairieville where they found two more victims were shot several times. One of the victims died after she was taken to the hospital. Police spent most of Saturday searching for Muir. Muir was found and taken into custody around 10 p.m. The Ascension Parish Sheriff says the motive remains under investigation.
I'll remind you, when our suspect left this scene, right around the corner where he shot two people, he got into a gunfight with a trooper near Hoosier Road. He tried to kill that trooper there. The investigation is just beginning, and it's a very fluid situation still. A lot of unanswered questions, and we still do not know the motive. We don't know why this guy shot five people today and tried to shoot a sixth.
Such a sad case there. State Trooper Adam Gaubert was a 19-year veteran of the force.
It's Gaubert, but that's kind of like a little gist of it.
See, in all these, I didn't read that he got in a shootout. I thought it was more of an ambush style. They walked up behind the cruiser.
He didn't. This all started in Livingston Parish, I believe. He went to some other people's house. I think they might have known him or something like that. But he went to two other people's house. He shot them, stole their truck, and they survived, thank God. He left Livingston Parish and drove to Ascension Parish. The way everything's looking, it looks like this trooper was this for everybody around the country and the other parts of the world that listen that don't know the story. He was backed up into down a dead end road driveway type thing. There's only two houses down this little road. From what I understand, him and a lot of other law enforcement in the area knew the owner of the property, and he's like, hey, if y'all need to write reports or something, you can back up in my driveway right here. Can't see it from the road and stuff like that, actually for safety purposes. He, from what the news and stuff is saying he had just finished writing a report. Had logged in because they can see all that in the computer, and he had just finished. Anyway, the guy shot the two people in Livingston Parish, drove to Ascension Parish, drove down his driveway. I believe he drove up on the trooper, and the trooper most likely thought it was probably another cop coming because, you just can't see him from the road, or somebody that got lost or something. Drove up on him, shot him numerous times, and then walked across the street or little road or whatever and shot two other people. I think one of them was his sister. Shot and killed his sister, and I believe her fiance or boyfriend or something like that. And then he left there. This is I'm gonna put it up. Trooper Adam right there, Gaubert. Right here, this is after they did catch this motherfucker, and unfortunately I'm just gonna say it. Unfortunately, he's still alive.
Oh, he's a pussy. That's why he only likes shooting, people that don't expect it. Those
are Trooper Gaubert's handcuffs they used to handcuff this piece of shit. This is the that's not that what I was trying to pull up. This next picture here, this lady right here, this is the lady, his sister that he went and shot and killed across the street right after shooting the state trooper. And then there's a video out there. I didn't put it on here. It shows him running up to her house and just 40 seconds later running and leaving again. So he ran over there, and basically Trooper Gaubert was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. This guy, when he pulled up, intentions to go kill his sister,
and he just happened to see the cruiser.
He saw the trooper there, and so he told himself he's going to have to go kill the trooper because can't kill the sister with the cop sitting across the street. So he ended up killing him and then killing her, unfortunately. Then he left. This is just a whole fucked up story right here.
And I'm assuming he got into the shootout with the other trooper after he left the scene.
Yeah, well, he left and he was driving off, and the other trooper, from what I'm hearing and understanding, is he was actually running lights and sirens, running code to intercept another pursuit that was going on. Happened to come up behind Dickhead, and he's thinking the guy's just going to get out of his way, and instead, Dickhead takes off and starts speeding, and the trooper's like, what the hell? And so he takes off after the guy. So now he's chasing this guy that he wasn't even after in the first place. Dickhead starts shooting at this trooper, and thank God he didn't get hit or anything like that. And then the pursuit ensues, and I think he ends up ditching the car and running off on foot in a heavily wooded area and stuff like that. And it was, 14, 16 hours later, they finally did catch him. I know he got bit by a dog. Like I said, people can say what they want to. I was hoping that motherfucker would have been brought in dead, not alive, because his family, before they even knew about the trooper and stuff, he was saying, we wanted him to get mental help, and we wanted this, and we wanted that. They're already setting it up for a insanity plea, which, that's what they're going to do.
No, they should have put a chain around his leg and dragged him back to the precinct.
So, he could have raised the gun. He's just a piece of shit pussy.
Yeah, agreed.
But I do have a short video. This is Trooper
Parish Manhunt.
Trooper Gaubert's funeral procession.
Oh,
that where they were bringing him to the funeral home, and they do this. I think this was done Sunday or something like that, Sunday evening. They got Baton Rouge, Ascension. I think I saw a Livingston bike in there and some other ones. Got the fire department out with their ladder trucks. I've had to do it's West Baton Rouge also. I've had to do way too many of these things in my 20 years of motors, and it's stuff you don't like to do. There's some state police bikes, and it sucks. His services are going to be this Saturday at 11 o'clock at St. George Catholic Church off of Segan Lane in Baton Rouge. Unfortunately, there's going to be, it just happens to be at the same exact time the LSU football game is, and it's not that I care about football, but we're already assigned to work certain things, and you just can't leave to go do that. But from what I understand, the family, it's Catholic, so they don't do it on Sundays, and this was the only time they could get into the church to do it. So, trust me, if I could be there, I would definitely be there. If there's a way we can finagle around it to go do the procession, trust me, I'll be in that also.
I'm sure there'll be 1,000 bikes there.
But the sad is Trooper Gaubert. They had a very, how I even want to put this, is the colonel of state police. It was a perfect storm because people always said, Trooper Gaubert was not discovered for, I think,
14 hours.
14 hours from the time that he was murdered to the time his body was discovered. And there was all this stuff going on, manhunt, and all stuff like that. But I don't think they have their GPS stuff works real good. I think they need to update it. I know they're going to change some policies after this for sure, because that's ridiculous that man was in his unit dead for that amount of time.
Any chance you had to save his life was diminished by the fact that nobody knew.
Personally, I think that if he didn't try to grab that radio or something, I think he probably was dead instantly already. So, but it's just bad that he was in that unit for that amount of time. And so it's sad. I think he had 2 older sons. I don't believe he was married at the time. But this man lost his life because some fucking dirtbags run around,
Some bastard.
Thank God he didn't hit the other ones. I mean, this could have been way worse than what it was. I mean, he shot 4 people total. And, at least 2 of them survived. Well, no, 5 people total. And, 2 of them did die. Pam and Trooper Gaubert. 3 of them survived, and he tried to shoot another trooper. So, I mean, this dude was definitely on a fucking rampage. He's a piece of shit. Needs to. What pisses me off the worst about it, of course, the DA says they're gonna, go for the death penalty. He is in jail. I don't think he has a bond. He has 0 bond. And we're gonna go for the death penalty. Well, even if you do get the death penalty, even if you do, I don't know how a lot of states are, but there's so much of appeal process that goes through it. This motherfucker can live on death row for 20 or 30 years. And then he's going to have all them bleeding heart fucking liberals out there boo-hooing and crying.
Sending them money, writing them letters.
Yeah, all that bullshit like that. So, but that's him. We're gonna come back to it. There's numerous stories on it. I mean, we can go on. I mean, there was total breakdown. It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable that man was in his unit for that amount of time, dead. And it's just it's totally unacceptable. I mean, especially in this day and age, with the technology that there is out there, that. So, I mean, it's sad.
So, let me ask you this. I'm sure you got a parish out there that has it, because we have them all over down here. There's a system that they have all throughout cities that notice a gunshot. and it sends a repeater signal to the actual precinct and lets you know that somebody's shooting a gun out there.
You talking about them shot spotters?
Yeah. Why do we not have them strapped to the fucking police cars?
Oh, I don't know. Baton Rouge City has them in certain areas, but I don't know. I don't have them in the parish I used to work, or the parish I work now. I know we don't have shot spotters, but I know Baton Rouge City does. I think New Orleans may have them. I'm not sure.
But I mean, that would be a beautiful piece of technology that dispatch would automatically know that somebody's shooting.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know how they work, or if you could even hook them to cars, or nothing like that. I don't know. I don't know how that works. This next story, we'll go ahead and go to the next story. This next story also is about a cop that was ambushed, and this one's out of Georgia, and this was over the weekend too. Let me pull this. It's a short little news clip of it. Nope, wrong video.
Tonight, the accused cop killer is now in custody. GBI tells us a SWAT team arrested 43-year-old Damian Ferguson this afternoon. You see him on your screen there. The arrest happening less than a mile away from where the deadly shooting happened at the Alamo Police Department in Wheeler County. 26-year-old officer Dylan Harrison was killed during his very first shift for Alamo PD. The Lawrence County native joined the law enforcement ranks in 2018, working full-time for the Oconee Drug Task Force. Harrison leaves behind a wife and a 6-month-old baby boy. Today, authorities said Harrison's life was taken in retaliation for the arrest of the suspect's friend.
Despite the sadness that we have endured, I have found a sense of pride in seeing everyone pull together to right this tragic wrong. Thank you to my staff, the City of Alamo, for your continued support under these circumstances, and finally to the public safety community, near and far.
Okay, this guy was his first day at that department.
Imagine that.
If you read the news article, they make it sound like it was his first day working, but it was his first day at that department. He was still a very, very young guy, and that piece of shit that shot and killed him in retaliation for him arresting his buddy. His buddy shot and killed his man.
So I'm assuming he just went 10-15 on his buddy, and they were still on the traffic stop or something, and this guy pulled out a weapon and banged.
He killed him. From what I've read in the news, he killed him right outside in front of the police station. So he must have killed him after he was coming out from booking his friend.
Jesus.
And well, I don't know. I mean, was he in love with his buddy? Was he sucking his friend's dick, willing to go to prison?
Serve life in prison?
Prison or death row over your buddy being arrested over probably something minor that you could have come and bonded him out over or something like that. I mean, come on, really?
Well, the good news is now they're going to share a cell for quite a while.
Oh, yeah. I believe I have let me see. I think they have a picture of him. Is this it? This is him here without the beard. I mean, that's just, another cop killed for no reason because his friend went to jail.
I mean, that's just utterly bullshit.
What the fuck are people thinking?
They're thinking everybody hates the cops now, so you can't get in trouble for killing one. It's absolutely asinine, and the shit's starting to get really irritating, and I don't know how long it's going to be before a lot of major cities just go, you know what, fuck it, we all quit.
Hey, London, glad you're here. I ain't talked to you in a while. Hope you're doing that. Aaron's here. He says he's on Facebook. You in Facebook jail, Aaron? You can always hit me watch it on YouTube. We're on there too right now. If you're in Facebook jail. Sound like Roy. Roy's always in Facebook jail.
Well, I know why. It's because he's obsessed with your hands.
Roy has a sexual fantasy with my hands. I mean, I do have some. I mean, look at. I mean, that's some sexy hands right there.
Yeah,
No, yours are really white.
Spirit fingers.
Yours are really white. But that poor guy. I mean, he lost his life. I mean, he's. I'm not saying he's good for anybody. I mean, but this guy was young with small children over nothing.
Yeah, he had a whole damn life ahead of him and snuffed out by some shitbird.
Anastasia says we need a purge, a thug it and purge it. We just no, it's not that. We need a dumbass fucking person thing, because the guy that killed the trooper, I mean, if you look at him, he just looks like a normal person. He don't look crazy. He don't look thuggy or nothing. He's just, something's wrong with him. I mean, how you doing, Roy Spalding?
See, I just think it's about damn time. Like I said, if you ended up with a city that just says, you know what, screw it, y'all don't like cops, you hate us so damn bad, everybody wants us all dead, so we're all just going to take a week off. Screw you, we're going to go on strike. And once the city's burning to the ground and everybody's going, we don't care what you need to do, get these criminals under control. Be like, are you sure? Because once you let us out of the dog pen, we ain't stopping.
Yeah.
And then we just go out there and crack heads like the old days and make this shit go away.
Michael's right. It's hard. I mean, a lot of departments are having a super hard time getting new cops. I actually have a news article.
Here as well.
I didn't pull it up on here tonight. I was going to use it because of the other stuff, but I think Baton Rouge City is like over 100 officers short right now. It's the most officers ever that they've been ever short.
Yeah, Aaron says that there's an article about how Chicago is shrinking in terms of Leos. Yeah, why would I sign up for a job where I know that somebody could run up, punch me in the throat, and I can't chase them until I get a sergeant's permission? Yeah, I wouldn't want to work there. You couldn't pay me enough. There's not enough money on the planet.
Roy, I do not have a mask on, but there's a snap camera filter. This ain't my real face. I don't look this cartoonish here. I wouldn't be able
Dude, that would be hilarious if you actually look. I mean, it looks similar. It makes you look about 20 years younger.
Yeah, about
like
20
the
years
hairline
younger,
is still there.
and my chin's thinner, and I don't have any hair in my face. Michael says Portland lost 150. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. And it's going to keep getting worse.
Yep.
I mean, now,
next
man,
3 years.
It's just going to keep getting worse and worse. This next one, let's see. Got P5. All right. We're going to have to read this one right here. I believe I did a bonus tribute episode for Officer Glenn Hutto back when he was murdered also. And this was just a kind of a follow-up story on it. And I read it and I was like, I know I did the tribute thing back when, but it was the story is just so fucked up. It's ridiculous. That this man was killed by, I believe, it says no, that's the wrong story. I got too many stories.
Is this the man accused of killing BRPD?
It's the girlfriend, a man accused of killing her stepfather. Girlfriend of the man accused of killing her stepfather. And she threatened prosecutors and stuff. The girlfriend of the man that was accused, I didn't put a picture of him up. I'm not going to, even rectify his piece of shit ass too. The man was accused of fatally shooting her stepfather and a Baton Rouge police officer. He responded to the shooting of this girl's stepfather. Her boyfriend shot and killed her stepfather, and then he shot and killed him as he was responding. This happened in April of 2020. And she threatened to kill those prosecuting her boyfriend in new court documents that were revealed.
What a dumbass.
Well, her name is Dawn Keisha Allen. Should be Dumb Keisha Allen, but her name it's DONKEISHA. Something like it's Dawn Keisha.
She
should be Dumb Keisha. Should be Dumb Keisha Allen. Allegedly made those statements to a medical doctor at Our Lady Lake Hospital. The representatives in turn notified the East Baton Rouge Parish District Attorney's Office under a state law that obligated the notification, the records indicate. That notification resulted in East Baton Rouge Sheriff's Office providing security details for about 2 weeks to the DA and the assistant DA that was prosecuting it. And another person that was one of their victim and their victim's assistant advocate. And So she's not charged. She's not charged in. I don't know why he didn't charge her with making those threats. Anyway, Ronnie Cato, who is Alan's boyfriend and the father of her children, is charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder in April 26th of 2020 for shooting deaths of her stepfather, Curtis, and Harry. But she's like taking up. She's like, I'm standing with you. You my man. Blah, blah, blah. It's like this bitch ought to have her kids taken away from her. If she's this fucking stupid.
Yeah, yeah. Gotta love it. Mel says it's Precious's cousin.
Yeah, well, I think Precious is even smarter than that, to tell you the truth. But
that's why she's still on the run. Ain't been caught yet.
She ain't been caught yet. But old dumb Keisha, I hope he goes to death row and she can sit there and finger fuck herself the rest of her life. She wants to stay with this piece of shit. And somebody needs to take her kids away from her because she's probably raising future felons. That's what she's doing.
Skinhead looking motherfucker in that picture?
What? The one that killed him?
Joe, yeah.
No, not at all.
Oh, that's the writer. Still looks like a fucking serial killer. I'm sorry.
But dumb Keisha. So I did the thing. Yeah, she's sticking by her man who killed a cop and her stepfather who was helping raise her. Go figure. Dumb Keisha. That's her new name, Dumb Keisha, because she is a fucking moron. That's what Dumb Keisha is.
Hot nuts. No, I'm just kidding.
She may get the hot nuts, Dumb Keisha. Dumb Keisha and her Dumb Keisha and Precious ought to be sharing a cell. You want to read this next one? It's officer fired for giving people rides. I mean, that's just tragic right there. Giving people rides. That's him right there.
Not the Miami guy. Oh, yeah, there he is.
A young fella right there, too. And I got some questions about this one because the story's not very explanatory at all.
Man, he was doing Uber.
I don't think he was doing that.
Hell yeah, you got to make that money, man. You don't make enough in Louisville
I don't think he was doing that.
Longtime Louisiana police officer fired after 2 months investigation into reports he was improperly giving people rides in his patrol car. Maybe he was giving a mustache rides in a patrol car. We'll see. All right. Louisville, Missouri. Right? MISS is Missouri.
MISS is Mississippi.
Mississippi? I don't know. It's somewhere I don't like to go hang out.
Stara didn't do real good in geography in school.
Yeah, no, it's all right. I know where Florida, Louisiana, and Texas are. The rest don't matter. Tuesday night, the Louisville Board of Aldermen voted to fire Officer Ty Harden of the Louisville Police Department for multiple violations of city and police department rules. The accusations are still under investigation. Most likely, we're going to pass this on to an outside agency, says Louisville Police Chief Sean Holderness. Anyway, that's where Chief, I'm just going to call him Chief. That's where the chief says things stand after the board voted to dismiss Officer Harden based on his recommendation. The decision comes as a result of an internal investigation involving 30-year-old officer over the past several months. The chief and mayor say the investigation uncovered violations of police and procedures for both LPD and the city. Violations, plural, Mayor Hill says. I am not at liberty to discuss as things that are an executive session are personal related. So he'd like to give his kid a ride to school. Chief Holderness says the investigation began on July after witnesses came forward regarding Holderness's actions. Specific transportation of other persons in their patrol car, he says. After discussing the matter in a closed session, the board voted 3-2 to terminate this officer, Harden, a nearly 8-year veteran with the police department.
So what, he's giving his kids at school, or, I mean don't
because
really
we were always
say.
allowed to.
We got, where I work now, people bring their kids to school and stuff like that. Also, when I was still in uniform where I'm at now, before I went back to motor, if there were several times, like, especially during the summer, it's 110 degrees outside, I'd see like some people, they had some apartment complexes close, government assisted. And some people would walk to the local store up the road, which is probably about a mile or so, and get the groceries. I see them walking home with 4 bags of groceries and being drenched in sweat. If I wasn't busy, I'd stop and say, "Hey, I'll jump in. I'll bring you home." So you ain't got to, die heat exhaustion by the time you get there. Do that all the time. So I'm not sure if they let this guy go because he was bringing his kids to school or what, but that just seems.
Was he doing, Uber?
I don't think
car?
so. I mean, I doubt it. I think they'd put that down. I think this just sounds like they wanted this guy gone for some reason because it don't seem
when
like
the chief comes out of nowhere and says, "Yeah, he needs to leave." There's usually an underlying.
It just don't seem like enough for he to be fired.
I mean, that used to be part of the protect and serve thing, community-oriented policing. You got a community member, suffering by having to walk in the sweat, like you said. Give him a ride. I
don't understand. Like I said, if he's bringing his kids to school, I mean, I don't know. The story leaves a
depends on their SOP.
I know, but it's just, that especially nowadays in time. I mean, you can barely find cops, and you're gonna fire one for bringing somebody to school or giving some people. I mean, come on now. I mean,
well, what you do is you write down his name, and we try to get a hold of him and bring him on the show, have him explain it.
Yeah.
So we can fry his department. No.
It just seems a little ridiculous. That one just seems a little ridiculous to me, really. Getting fired for giving rides. I mean,
there's nothing.
I mean, he didn't have a mustache, so he wasn't giving mustache rides. Right?
Yeah, I quick read the rest of the story. There is absolutely no indication on what the hell he did.
No, it didn't. I mean, but it's just like, of course they're going to blast them out. What did Michael put down here? I'm going to read that. Supreme Court removed the protect and serve. Not sure what you
they can remove it all they want, but I always protect and serve my community.
It just seems a little ridiculous to me. This next one right here, let's see, pull it up. This one was kind of different story. It's about a correctional officer. And he got himself in some trouble.
Damn, you almost can't even see him in the picture.
Be nice.
Well, it's a terrible picture. Y'all need better cameras in the jail.
It is a terrible picture. P7. There he is right here. It is a bad picture. He's a big old boy, though. You can tell from that picture. This was in St. Gabriel, Louisiana. They do have a state prison there, Hunt Correctional Center. Elaine Hunt Correctional Center is there. It says a correction officers at Elaine Hunt State Prison was arrested Friday after an incident involving an inmate. The Department of Corrections said 49-year-old Juan Harris of Baton Rouge, a 10-year veteran at the prison, was arrested after he was determined he did not follow protocol when he used a chemical agent on an inmate. Harris was booked on a charge of aggravated battery and was placed on administrative leave pending the investigation. He was also arrested. Like I say, they arrested him for the aggravated battery. Now,
see, I want more back info. Why did he spray him?
Why did him and this guy have a beef? What was the inmate? Obviously, he must have sprayed the inmate without having provocation to spray the inmate for them to arrest him for it.
Or he sprayed him and locked him in a cell and didn't give him the proper water and stuff to rinse his eyes out and made him just lay there and suffer.
No, because that would be more on cruel, unusual, and malfeasance because they charged him with aggravated battery, which
so it was an attack.
So because to make it a felony, so he couldn't have been using it to defend himself with that way or something like that. There's a whole bunch on that story they didn't put out either. I just thought it was
well, we'll revisit it when
hopefully they'll put some more out, but it's just like they charged the guy for it, and I've worked in corrections and stuff like that before, and let me tell you what, them motherfuckers will push you to limits you don't know you have, because they have all day to sit around and just think about ways to fuck you over, because they don't have nothing else to do.
Yep.
So with this guy, if he is convicted of this felony, you know, he'll never work in any kind of law enforcement ever again, and it'd mess up his career pretty good.
You know what's bad is because they charged him in the same jail he was working. He's now in solitary for the remainder.
No, they didn't charge him. He's not in that jail. That's a state prison. He got charged at the parish prison, probably bonded out.
Gotcha.
Because that was a state penitentiary. He's not going to, not unless he gets, I mean, and then if he does work, if it's first time offense, which I'm sure it is, you get probation, but his career will be over permanently, forever. Looks like we may be getting some of them other stories I didn't know. But then we're going a little bit quicker than I expected us to.
The Miami police chief.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna let you do that one since that's in your home state there.
Hell yeah! And I think this was actually the same one from the
this guy
PD.
He was in Houston. He got fired in Houston. I believe he was the police chief in Houston like not too long ago, and got fired from Houston PD. But go ahead and read the story.
He's only been doing it for 6 months. Yeah. Let's see. Miami police chief suspended, reportedly on track to be terminated. That's hard as hell for a chief of police to do. Miami, Florida, after only 6 months on the job, the head of the Miami Police Department has been suspended and may eventually be altogether removed from his position. CNN reports, so this might not be correct. Police chief.
All true. It's all true if it's from CNN.
The Clinton News Network. All right. This is another guy. I'm not saying his name because I'm going to butcher it. So, police chief was suspended by city manager Art Noriega.
I think police chief's name's Avocado, ain't it? It's
I want to say it is Avocado.
No,
it's like Acevedo.
It's Acevedo.
Yeah.
But we're just calling him Chief Avocado.
Chief Avocado. There we go.
Could make some guacamole.
City manager Art Noriega, which is hilarious. If you live in Florida, you know who Noriega is anyway. Who released a statement Monday saying he intends to fire Avocado. Avocado's suspension comes after he publicly accused 3 city commissioners of meddling with the police department's reform efforts and interfering in confidential internal investigations. So they actually did what he said. They're now interfering in the police. Yeah, because you maybe not want to fire the police chief for saying that. Late last month, Chief Avocado expressed the above concerns to Mayor Francis Suarez and city manager Art Noriega, the man who shortly thereafter appeared to orchestrate Avocado's suspension. But Noriega wasn't alone in expressing extreme distaste for Avocado's public criticism. A number of officials spoke out against the police chief for this and certain disturbing statements that he said he made to officers. For example, Avocado allegedly told officers during roll call in August that the Cuban mafia runs the Miami Police Department. Don't say that shit if you're the chief of police, you fucking idiot.
Well, the thing is I believe he's Cuban.
Well, I mean,
so are they going to get him for being? I mean, they hit him with, I think, being like that racist remark or something. But I mean, he's Cuban.
Well, I mean that's true. But I mean, you just can't make the comment that the mafia runs your police department when you're in charge of your police department. I mean, don't do it. It's just an easy way to get yourself in shit. Not only that, this is the main difference in law enforcement. I was PD my entire career until I went to go work for the feds. Iceman is sheriff. So we're not like PD. The chief of police usually doesn't piss off the city council because they can be fired down here. All they have to do is say, yeah, I don't want you doing that job no more. You're gone. The mayor has that call.
Well, he's an appointed chief.
Right.
He's not an elected chief.
All the Florida chiefs are.
Which I totally disagree with. I think they all should be elected.
But see, our sheriffs are all elected, and they are the higher power in the county. Unless you're Miami-Dade, which actually was so large that they actually absorbed the sheriff's department into the PD. But, okay.
I wish I could remember what he did in Houston to get fired and run off in Houston. Because he did something in Houston, they ran his ass off. And then Miami hired him right up. And they done lasted 6 months there, and now he's getting fired there. He might want to start an avocado farm. He can make toast. I don't eat it, but I heard avocado toast is the new thing, and I'm just not gonna. Yeah,
this goes into a little bit more
He'll probably get a big payout though, because I'm sure he's got a contract. Now I have to buy him out of his contract maybe. And what's that one chief they fired and he got what over half a million? He got like $658,000 and then got rehired at another PD like the same week. So I mean, with Chief Avocado maybe coming into a city near you because he's gonna be looking for a job.
Yeah, but it goes to go on. I guess they used video evidence of him dancing around like Elvis Presley, slapping women on the ass. As part of his termination.
That's bad.
Yeah. As a chief,
did he have a peanut butter sandwich?
A peanut butter sandwich.
And he's doing it. He was a hunk of burning love.
He was singing Jailhouse Rock while he was smacking bitches on the ass.
Aaron says Chicago's hiring.
Yeah.
He said,
well, if you've worked in Houston?
I'm guessing that is Mrs. That's your wife, Aaron, down there. Says Chicago would hire him. If it's not, it's real strange that we have two people on here with the same exact last name.
Yeah, it's kind of awkward. But believe it or not, if you've worked in Houston, if you worked in Miami-Dade, you would probably fit in Chicago. That's the easiest way to put that. Yeah, Miami's kind of a interesting place. But yeah, all right, we can move on. We realize this guy is a shitbird.
No, right? All right, we point 40. So I just put down more. I got this one right here. I'm going to put down.
Well, we still got like 12 left, so.
Not that Aaron, not Aaron. Long time. Look, don't be making fun of it. I sent you so many stories that blew your phone up for like an hour.
I was like, he goes, I'm going to send you some stories. And all of a sudden, I looked down at my phone. I got 20 notifications. I'm like, oh, hell no. How are we going to do that in 60 minutes?
Well, one good thing is if we do go over, we can go over. So, anyway, this one's a long-time Louisville police officer fired. Oh, that's the one we just did. Look at it, I'm losing my damn mind.
Well, it's like that one you sent me 19 times. I think it's got a picture of a mobile home in it. Right there, the after dog bodies found.
No, this one's, I'll do this one. This one's from Kaplan because you would have slaughtered that because it's spelled Kaplan. It's Kaplan, Louisiana.
Chaplain.
Louisiana police officer fired following accusations of solicited sex from a juvenile. This dude here, I didn't know we were going to do it, so I didn't put a picture of him up. But anyway, I don't know if you can see him. That's him right there if y'all watching. Anyway, it looked just like me once the thing picked up on it. A city of Chaplin's police chief. He was the police chief. The city of Kaplan's police chief was fired. Oh, has fired. I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
Has fired an officer.
I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah. Has fired an officer. And they were arrested. He arrested them and charged them related to malfeasance in office and sexual conduct. Police Chief Joshua Hardy wants to reassure the residents of the town that the recent arrest signifies his zero tolerance for crime, regardless who commits it. Well, that's the way it should be. So,
right.
Good, Chief. Chief Hardy confirms an anonymous tip led to an investigation, then eventually the arrest of then Kaplan police officer Ryan Dominga. It was determined that he was speaking to a juvenile and was also soliciting her as well. Chief Hardy says police already have challenges in terms of public trust. That is true. We're trying to do good for the public. Oh, he was trying to do good for something, but it wasn't for the public. He had the wrong P going on. He was trying to do good for his penis instead of the public.
With the wrong head,
he misspelled it in there. He's like, I thought I was supposed to be doing good for my penis, not the public. I was confused. And he puts a black eye on us, making the public not trust us. The chief says all he can do is push through this and work towards earning the public's trust. According to the police department, he was arrested on charges of malfeasance in office, indecent acts with a juvenile, and solicitation for prostitution. So he must have actually done something with this juvenile.
Yeah.
And then he was, I don't know if he's trying to hit up a prostitute or what. Hardy states that arresting an officer is difficult, especially when it's a police officer, because that don't make sense. Arresting an officer is difficult, especially when it's a police officer. What other kind of officer is there? I mean,
you could have security officers. A fire marshal's technically an officer. I mean, the U.S. Marshal, good luck handcuffing them assholes. They'll shoot you first.
We are held to a higher standard. When one person does it, it affects the whole department. It doesn't affect just one person. The chief says this ding dong was employed only for a couple of months before he was terminated. Yeah, because
he was a loan officer, sir.
He came from the local Pizza Hut as a driver. He got himself a job. He probably ain't been in the academy yet.
He's a pizza officer.
He's a pizza officer, yeah. But this dude's the fucking idiot. I don't know what's wrong with these grown people that want to go mess with even these teenage girls. There's too many women out there closer to your age, older, or whatever. Leave the little youngsters alone. I'm pretty sure the anonymous tip probably came from one of her little girlfriends or something.
Or dad.
If I was dad, it wouldn't be fucking anonymous. I can tell you that shit.
Well, no, I mean, let's think about it. If you're a 100% law-abiding citizen that actually has faith in law enforcement, which is fucking rare these days, if you do, then you know that going head-to-head against a police officer ain't going to get you very far, especially in the good old boy network. But if you reach out directly to IA and hit them up, IA is nobody's friend.
I doubt this department had IA. I mean, it's probably a 4 or 5 man department. It's probably not a big department. So anyway, good riddance to bad rubbish. Fuck him. He's going to learn about the penis in prison probably, but they'll have him in protective custody. But fuck him.
I want a damn cartoon face next week, sir.
You have to figure it out. We'll have to
I'm
talk
looking at this.
about it.
I'm like, damn, look, he looks like 30 years younger.
Yeah, I'm waiting till you see what else I got in store.
No, I don't want to see anything else, sir.
You want to do that one story where you were like talking about
the trailer park that you sent me 19 times?
No.
The dog bodies?
The girl, the woman that was that likes boys.
Women accused of, yeah. I got to blow up her picture. I really can't see it, but she don't look bad in the micro thing.
Well, I don't have her picture on here. Like I said, I wasn't expecting to talk about it, but I know you saw that story. You were like, I want to read that story.
Well, because the verbiage. Let's see if anybody else gets this. All right, because it kind of threw me off. Being from Florida, I'm not from a parish. Woman accused of felony carnal. CARNAL. No, knowledge of a juvenile and more in Louisiana.
No. Listen. First of all, I'm going to interrupt you. Well, Stara misread it at first. And we were on the phone. He's like, what the hell is carnival knowledge? I'm like, what? Carnival. I mean, that means she went to the circus without permission. I mean,
they were having fun.
It's like they went to circus and she bought cotton candy and in a wiener on the stick.
See, Iceman, where were the women like this when we were teenagers?
They wasn't born yet when.
That's not what I meant.
It's like all the teachers, all the teachers that have sex with their students,
and they're all smoking hot.
All my teachers had like molds and warts on their face and shit like that. And
God.
So, but anyway, finish reading about the pervert woman.
Hammond, Louisiana. Is that Burr Proud? Anyway, Baton Rouge Proud, I'm assuming. A local woman is in trouble with the law after a recent arrest. 33-year-old Brandy was arrested on October 9th at the TPSO Hammond substation around 4:30 p.m. Amond is facing these charges. Felony carnal knowledge of a juvenile. Still don't fully comprehend that. Contributing to a delinquency of a minor. Possessing of child pornography. So in other words, she probably took pictures either sleeping with him or had like pictures of his junk and got him drunk.
She took a selfie with his penis.
Without, that's all before they had carnival knowledge. It
was right before the clowns jumped out the car.
Bond Yeah, they ran a train anyway. Bond for the 33-year-old has been set at $150,000. Well, shit, she could have walked into a school and shot 4 people and got less bond than that.
Yeah, I mean, what's that dude where he shot 4 people and his bond was $75,000? Yeah. Yeah, it was fucking phenomenal.
Damn.
Shoot 4 people, walk out of jail. Fucking teenager, your ass is sitting there. I'm telling you that right now.
Yeah.
She probably got caught because just like how the rest of them get caught.
Now, if you had to say hot or not, Michael, I would say pretty attractive.
Medium.
You give me a beer or two, yeah.
It depends. It is a prison photo. I mean, if you maybe fixed her up or something, you don't know. But the thing is, these stupid women, even these stupid men that do this stupid shit, especially the women, you think you're going to give some nook to this little teenage boy and he ain't going to
tell nobody?
All his friends. He's going to tell all his friends, hey, guess what? Miss Johnson up the road. Yep. Putting it out to me. I'm a stud. Lipstick on a pig. I put lipstick on one time, and that was lipstick on a pig. 'Cause pigs are cops. All right, so we got Miss Thang with her carnival knowledge of being. That's carnival knowledge. It's felony carnival knowledge, and you don't want to do that. Carnival knowledge is bad. Yep, but like I said, shoot 4 people, $75,000 bond. Have sex with a teenager, $150,000 bond.
Yeah, results may vary based on skin color.
I don't know if maybe it states. Maybe it's just because of the region you're in. This one here, this kind of goes along with that one we did, I think last Friday. Kids Gone Wild. This was in the great city of New Orleans.
I see it.
Boys ages 11 and 14. 11 years old and 14 years old. Arrested after robbing a man at gunpoint. An 11-year-old boy and a 14-year-old boy were arrested after robbing a man at gunpoint, police said. New Orleans police saying the parents brought the boys back to the scene where they stole a 34-year-old man's cell phone, and the victim identified them. Police arrested both of the minors for armed robbery. That's the whole story. It's short. They can't give a lot of information out on juveniles like that.
No.
What I will say, I'll say this right here. The parents brought the kids back. So maybe the parents aren't that big a piece of shit, or they found out who the kids were, and the cops called them and said, hey, if you don't bring these kids back, we're going to come put your ass in jail too. So one of those two things happen. Either the parents have some responsibility and stuff for their little dirtbag kids, or the cops threatened to put them in jail also, and that's why they brought them back. So who knows? But kids have definitely gone crazy. First of all, I want to know where these little bastards got the gun at. Was it one of the parents' gun? Then it was a stolen gun. Where'd they get the gun at? And I don't know about you. When I was 11 and 14 years old, any time, I've never thought about pulling a gun on and just robbing somebody of their shit that I didn't work for, because I wasn't raised like that. But these kids now they're fucking out of control. What's sad is if one of these kids probably would have shot this man, they would have done 3 or 4 years in juvenile, got out to kill again. So who the people that are interacting, who do y'all think should get the hot nut?
Yeah, we're always up here making a choice. Y'all give us some idea. Who needs to be some hot nuts?
Who wants to get the vote on the hot nut stories? If y'all don't remember all of them, the ones that would get it would be the woman that is sticking by her man after killing her stepdad and a police officer. Or we have that would be Dumb Quisha. We have the Dumb Quisha, and we have the off-duty officer giving rides. I don't vote for that one. We had the prison guard that got arrested for
spraying
an
somebody.
inmate.
There's not enough data on that to really give him the hot nuts.
We have the Miami police chief that's suspended. We have crazy sex lady. And
that's hot.
Yeah, carnival knowledge. I mean, so who do y'all think should get it?
Donkey Queefa, in my opinion, but we'll see what everybody else says.
Aaron says Chief Avocado.
Chief Avocado.
Mexican Mafia.
That did go,
or
that
Cuban
did
Mafia.
go on to say a few things about him having less than professional.
Well, when I forget that he likes to dress up as Elvis and slap women on their butt tops.
Rear ends, yeah.
So we got 2 for Avocado. All right, we're going to give this one to Aaron in. Give us another second or so because I know we got a delay. And
What do you think, babe? Avocado? No? Dumbass? What, the guy? Or the dumb bitch, the donkey Queefa? Okay.
Dumb Queefa?
Yeah. I think it's going to sound like Avocado's going to get it as far as the lobby. Everybody kind of stopped typing.
Yeah. So we'll give it to Avocado. Let me find my little thing here. It's all nut sack right here. There it is.
Hot nuts.
There's the nut sack right there. That don't even sound right, does it?
T-bag.
Anyway, he gets the hot nuts. So last but not least, we'll say it. A lot of people say it at the beginning. I probably need to like and subscribe. Follow us on Facebook. Subscribe on YouTube. Hit the little bell if you get a chance. Write a 5-star and leave a review if you're able to. I did get an email recently from a listener, and he is unfortunately he's a reserve officer, and this man is busy as shit. He does all kinds of stuff. He does like some smart shit that like I don't even know how to say it. But anyway, see, also during COVID he was moonlighting as like a limo driver type thing, and he sent me a couple stories so far of his experiences on some of the crap that he's come across limo driving, which there's some good stories, and we will be going over them on another episode. I just,
Can you imagine the criminal activity you see as a limo driver? You shouldn't be a police officer and do that job.
It wasn't a criminal activity so far that he's been seeing.
Every time I've been in a limo, there's usually criminal activity. But,
well, there was criminal activity. I guess lewd and
lascivious.
Yes, behavior.
Put up the divider. No, I'm holding the camera. You shut up.
But anyway, we'll be talking about them. I appreciate it. I've got some stickers heading his way and refrigerator magnet. And if other people want them, you got to email me. I will send you some stickers and refrigerator magnets for nothing. And my cost, no shipping, handling, nothing like that. Just let me know. You got to email me though. But he can't be on because the department that he works for, he said, has a extremely strict social media policy, which a lot of them do.
Why can't he do what you're doing?
A lot of them do. Well, I don't. Well, I'm not putting nobody in no bind or nothing. So,
Gotcha. I
mean that's just how it goes. But I appreciate it. He is a listener, and everybody keep. We'll put his picture back up here again. Trooper Adam Gaubert and his family. God bless him.
Absolutely.
Thank you for everything you did. And he left way too soon. And remember, always watch your back, watch your partner's back, and remember to smile because the Iceman could always be behind you.
And if you're going to leave a